What is EDDM? Every door direct mail. Okay. That is what it stands for. Every door direct mail. So it's not like some weird acronym that we don't know what it stands for. It's for literally every door direct mail. Okay. Now, what is EDDM exactly? According to the United States Postal Service, every door direct mail is an affordable, targeted advertising technique that lets you map your market by age, income, household size. In other words, you use EDDM to select postal routes that serve people that best fit your demographic. You can also use EDDM to tailor your marketing materials to better connect with each route. So if there's a specific area that you're going to want to be targeting with your content, you're not going to be promoting, $1 million mansions in Little Havana. Maybe you are, but it's probably not the most practical, right? So for each area and target that you are going to be marketing yourself to, it's definitely important to keep in mind that area's, culture, if you may say. All right. How does it work? Okay, so with EDDM, you generate a printed marketing mailer. So you create a flyer, a postcard, okay, that meets specific specifications. You use a mapping tool that is on the website of USPS to get a visual representation of the routes, and then you pick the route that you want to send the mailer to. And I'm going to do all this for y'all and show you how it's done. So why would you even want to use it? According to some statistics I did find online, they're stating that 43% of people say that print is less annoying than the internet. And with as much as people are promoting themselves online so much, it can be very overwhelming online. So, everybody, and it seems like, not every, I don't want to say everybody, but majority of people are promoting their business online. So do something that other people aren't doing, right? As much of, but they're saying 43% they find less annoying than the internet. 77% of people sort through their mail immediately upon pulling it from the mailbox. So, thinking like that, whenever you get one of these postages, if it's interesting, if it's nice looking, if it provides value, you're probably going to hold on to it, right? So right when you're siphoning through things, you kind of look at things, flip them around, um, and it allows you the ability to really get into the hands and in front of the eyes of potential clients. 56% of Americans consider it a joy to receive mail. For the longest time, when I first moved down to South Beach, I didn't receive one piece of mail. And I remember even saying like, wow, like I really am not getting anything from anybody. Now I get too much mail, but when I wasn't receiving mail, I definitely even thought to myself, like, man, I wish I would receive something. So, like I said, if you create something that has, some education with it, something that people can learn from you or be entertained by you, this is really a great way to get into the hands and the eyes of potential clients. But they're saying, why use EDDM? It gets your business to the front door or the mailbox of people. It allows you to zero in on specific households that might like your business offer or your specialty. And you can do all this without using an online mailing list. I know a lot of agents are always saying like, hey, I need a mailing list. Can London Foster provide us, email contacts, things like that. Well, this is a great way that you can start um, getting in front of potential business without even having a mailing list. And if you make your postage dynamic enough, you can get people to sign up just from your postage. So the postaging itself, what sizes it need to be? These are the sizes that were given to me by Unique, or not Unique Prints. I'm sorry, that's a different printing company. Elite Flyers. Okay, Elite Flyers. They are go-to vendor for printing material, and this is their exact specifications. It cannot be greater than 6 1/8 inches high or 10.5 inches long on one side. Maximum dimensions, no one side can be longer than 15 inches or 12 inches high, and the weight is there and the thickness is there. Okay. You're not going to have to worry too much about this because all of the choices for the back in the back office under vendors for Elite Flyers for the mail outs, they're all going to be fitting within these dimensions. But you're going to have to be thinking about the dimensions whenever it comes to you creating your postage, right? Do you want it to be vertical? Do you want it to be horizontal? Do you want it to be something a little smaller or a little larger? You know, you want to keep in mind these things before you start your artwork. Bundling requirements. So once you have all of your postcards printed and made, you have to package them together. You can pay Elite Flyers in the back office under the vendor section printing company. You can pay them to do all this for you if you want to save a little bit of money. But it's not too much of work. And if you are, budgeting, then you're going to bundle it yourself. Okay. You're going to package them all into either 50 or 100 in one, and then you're either going to wrap it or use rubber bands or something to stack them all together. Okay. You're going to label each bundle with the route and total number of postcards that you have in that bundle. Then you just pay online and go to your post office for that area that you're mailing these to, and they will mail out all your postage for you. Okay. And then now I'm going to show y'all how to use this, how to set this up so that after this training, all you'll need to do is create your own flyer postage, and you'll be able to do this exact same thing. Okay. So this is just a slide on how to use the mapping tool, but I'm going to actually do all this in real time with you guys right now. Okay. And who to use to print, I'll show you as well in the back office right now, who to go to get these postages done. But you can mail up to 5,000 postcards per day. Okay. So let me go ahead and end this PowerPoint. And I'm going to start a new screen share, and we are going to go and do an EDDM flyer right now. I'll just go to Google and I'll type in EDDM. That's it. Actually, just type that in. And then you'll go to USPS.com. The very first section after the ads that are here, and click on that, every door direct mail. Okay. And this is all being recorded as well, guys. So once the video's up, if y'all want to just review the video, you can, but it's pretty straightforward. So it does have, directions here. It kind of talks about pricing a little bit, but I'll show you an easier way to see the pricing. But you'll just start right here, EDDM online tool. Okay, so this is what the beginning of the process looks like. Okay, it's just a map of the whole United States, but we're gonna zero in. So if anybody would mind, somebody give me a zip code, maybe a farming area that you have. You can either put it maybe in the chat or say it out loud if you're not, but somebody give me a zip code. 33139. Okay, Memo said 33139. Okay, so let's go ahead and use them.
33134.
Oh, too late, Sissy. Memo said it first, but we'll do yours after. 33139. Okay, and you'll hit search. Okay, so here we are, and now it's kind of mapped out to zip code. Okay, so we're in the zip code of 33139 provided by Memo, and as we zoom in a little bit, we see all these pink streets. Okay, These pink streets are mailing routes. Okay. Now, if you hover your mouse over each one, you see how it becomes highlighted. And so you can kind of pick and choose. But as I go over this area right here, okay, it tells you in the top part, in this section here where my mouse is circling, it tells you the route, which is 33139-C005. Okay. It tells you how many residential properties are on that route. It tells you how many businesses are on that route. It tells you the total residential plus business. Okay. It also has age. So you can go ahead and look at the percentage of whatever age limit you want to set. And then as you hover over that route, it's telling you, okay, about 10% of these people, how accurate this is, I don't want to say it's the most accurate. It could be, but they're basing this off of, census material and things like that. But it'll tell you the age range of this area, the average income of the area, and how much it's going to cost you to send these out. Okay, remember, this isn't the cost to be printed. This is just the cost to send your stuff. You're paying the United States Postal Service this money to make sure that they deliver your flyer. Okay, so if we wanted to use this as one of the neighborhoods we were targeting, we'll just click on it. Okay, and now it's going to tell you total mail pieces here with that area. Now we would continue, right? Are you trying to promote south of 5th, or are you trying to do more North Miami Beach, right? Oh, okay, I like this area here. The average income in this area is 87,000. So let me select that one, right? Okay, this average income here in this area is 170,000 a year. So maybe you want to target these people. Okay. And then, you can continue clicking as many as you like. And as you can see, as I select these, my cost is going up. It's telling you how many mail pieces that you have selected thus far, how many routes you've selected, right? So say let's just finish this out. Say that this is it. Okay, this is all the area I want to target, right? I know that I'm going to need at least 2,318 marketing pieces printed in order to send out to these different routes. Does that make sense? I mean, it's pretty clear, right? So you decide how much you want to spend, right? If you're on a more limited budget, then don't select so many routes, and you can hit clear routes. All of them will be cleared out. And you can decide how you want to market yourself. We just had a property with Sissy and Coral Gables, right? So if we wanted to promote the people in Coral Gables, we would go over here to the zip code, and it's all mapped out there. So we'll just say 33134, right? Hit search. It's going to bring up the 33134. And now the very same exact process, right? Where you have all the routes selected, you can see the average income per route, per area, right? So you might want to, if you're targeting, more wealthier people, you go there, or if your advertising strategy is to attract people of a different income bracket, then this will kind of help guide that, right? And it'll tell you your costs there. So you would just select whatever routes, do a little research on the area, on the neighborhoods, and where you're trying to go. Maybe you're trying to do rentals, right? Maybe rentals is something that you're interested in with your business. Well, you can go to Brickell. Oh, I keep going further back. You can go into the area of Brickell or Edgewater or somewhere, and then you can target these zip codes, 33132. Right. So what type of business are you in? Are you doing, ranches out in Davie? Then go up to Davie's zip code, right? And so basically, think about who you're trying to market to, why you're trying to market to them, create content pieces that fit that, right? And then say, for example, okay, we chose this 33134. We're still in Coral Gables. I'm sorry, it's not as difficult as my fingers are making this, I promise. Okay, there we go. So say we select this route and we're happy with this route. You just hit next step. You're gonna need an account with United States Postal Service. Oh, it's making me do it again. So since I was not logged in, it's making me do it again. So I just typed in 33156. Okay, here's that area. Here are all the routes, right? So say I selected these routes in this area. I'm going to have to pay $441. I'm going to need a total of 2,297 mail pieces. I chose 4 routes. You can either save this order for later, or you just hit next step. And then now you're going to type in the drop date of the pieces. So what day are you going to come and actually physically give the mail USPS these articles, right? So you would choose your day, select your payment options, and then you pay online. Once you pay online, you'll have a receipt, like a order form. You print out that order form, and then like how the PowerPoint we talked about bundling, you bundle up all your pieces in packages of 100 or 50. Okay, so if you had 2,297 pieces, you would need to bundle that up into groups of 100. So whatever that is, I should be able to just do this off the top of my head, but you need, stacks of hundreds or 50s, however you want to do it. You bound it with rubber band, you label them, and then you just drop it off with the order form at the post office. They'll take that box from you, and they're going to put that on their trucks, and the next day they're going to mail out these mailings. Okay. What are some designs of some mailings? What could they look like? Let me show you a couple, and then I'll look at the questions here in a second. Let me share my screen. Okay. Here's what a mailer could look like. I don't know if y'all can still see it. Let me share it again. Okay. Here's the back of one of the mailings that we got together for Natalia. Okay. She wanted to put information on the back of one of them. Okay. That has her contact info, a picture of her, and then what was sold in the last 90 days in this area. So we specifically targeted, okay, this area, and she wanted to let people know, hey, your condo is selling for this much right now. If you weren't considered selling, here's information. So this is the value add, right? So we added some value by letting them know, what their property sells for. Get creative. Maybe you don't have this approach. Maybe you have a YouTube channel you want to promote. Maybe you have a specific building you're trying to promote. Maybe you design, you can custom design your postage however you like it, right? And then on the other side of a card, we put this. Take this out and share my screen. Boom. And on the other side of the card, we put something like this, right? QR codes. QR codes are great to add to any of your postage, right? If anyone uses a QR code, okay, I just did it on my phone. I got out my camera phone. I put it to that QR reader that's on this postcard literally right now. And it's taking me to a website called Dadeland Life, which is the website that's promoting properties in Dadeland that we have for London Foster, right? And that was off the QR code. So maybe you want to design your flyer and you want to add a QR code, right? Scan me with your camera phone to see how much your property is worth. Maybe you direct people to one of your websites or to your social media profile, or however, now you're getting your own leads, right? This is how you're using your content to market yourself to get leads, right? And this is all, kind of, simple stuff, but something to consider, and then maybe, maybe this is a little too flashy for you. Maybe it's, maybe you want to market something a little more simpler. Well, let me show you real quickly something else that we made. Go to Zoom, share screen, boom, boom. Maybe on the back of your flyer is something as simple as this, but you do get a front and back, so you need to design the front and the back, right? Just real basic, a picture of the area that she's promoting. You're ready to buy or sell, contact information, call now, call to action, right? So this is EDDM. This is how you deliver these postcards to any neighborhood in any zip code, any area in the US. All right. A lot of people consider or think that, print media is dead, that like it's not worth it to even do that. I'm definitely gonna have to disagree, because if everybody's online and everyone's in the digital, combine that with in the physical also, and I think that you're going to find some success, especially if you make these postages interesting. If you provide value, people can look at it and learn something from it, or look at it and be taken somewhere, online or a website or something. Definitely something to consider when it comes to your marketing. Let me show you now where you can get these printed at. If you do ever need to get any postcards printed, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go back to the internet. Go to your back office, okay, at londonfoster.net. You're going to log in. Once you're in, under the vendor section, printing company, this is our, I guess, preferred vendor for printing. They're in the same office as the Miami Beach building, and they do really great work. So how would you get something made from them here? You click on flyers and postcards. And then I just start right here at the very first one, simple, 16-point flyers. So it's a very second choice. And this is what they look like. Okay, little, view. So this is what you're wanting to create, right? It can be vertical. Okay, they could look like this, it's just examples, right? So you would just choose your size. Okay, use 6x9. Your quantity that you're wanting, and the quantity because whenever you remember when we were at the USPS EDDM, it tells you how many you're gonna need, right? So that's how you'll know how much to get printed. 2 sides. Now you can choose between a matte finish or gloss finish. Very, either, I like the shiny myself, but maybe you prefer not to do that. So, you can choose. And then you can also, if you don't have your own design and you need a design, yes, we're willing to help you create designs if you need. But you can also get a design made for you for $75 with the printing company. Okay. So if I'm going to submit my own design, we'll say, okay, design your own or upload artwork. So we would upload your artwork, just hit upload artwork, choose your files, all right? And then you're back, right? And then you can name it. So I would say Dadeland artwork for EDDM. Okay. You would add it to your cart and then you would pay. All right. Once you go to the next page to pay, you do get a discount with Elite Flyers. Promo code ELITE LF. all lowercase, and you will get a discount when you print with them, and that could be for anything. So being with London Foster does give you that discount, and it's Elite LF, all lowercase. There's also on the next page when you go to pay. I'm not submitting it because I don't want them to get. I'm actually sending them this artwork, and I don't want them to get confused to get printed. But there's also an option there where they will drop off the postages to be sent out for you, but you'd have to pay them, of course, for that service. But you can also just do it yourself. And the way you do it yourself is how I just showed you, by going into Google, typing in EDDM, going to the webpage, creating your account. Literally, all you do is just type in the zip code, select which routes you want it to go to. It's going to tell you exactly how many you need to get printed. You have to pay USPS to send them, and then you have to pay the printing company to print your postage. Collect it together, stack them up, label them, and drop them off. Combine that with your online marketing that we went over with Instagram, Facebook, and target specific areas and cities. Back it up with that physical flyer. Make sure you have some type of, call to action, QR code to send people to a website so that they can become your leads, right? Make compelling postage. I recommend not just doing something basic. Kind of think a little bit, think outside the box, provide some sort of value on that postage, and send it out. And that's a great way to get familiar with a specific territory. If you're in a heavy condo geographical area, maybe that's how you can get that building or those specific condos to know that you're the realtor to go to, right? One more thing, I don't know if I did show you on the EDDM. I want to show you one last thing. With the EDDM, you can choose. If it's not loading up for you, just go to Google, type in EDDM, and select it right there. So yeah, one last thing I want to show you is in this area, whatever area you decided to target, right, and you picked a route, you can decide if you want to promote to strictly residential or business or both. So once you're, and you can do PO boxes, rural highways. Here under the residential section, you can say residential routes only, and it's going to be a little cheaper because you're not sending it to businesses as well. So if I cleared out these routes, say I selected a new territory right here, Pinecrest, Florida. Say I selected this one, these two. Okay, or do one more, 3. It's going to tell you the drop-off locations also. It's going to have the price. And then you can click residential and say you want to do businesses also. Well, there's 13 businesses in that area. So, if you want to remove the businesses, just hit residential and do residential routes only, and it'll bring it down. So you can choose between resident or business. But that's it. Real simple. Real simple, real easy. Let me see if there is this best for getting sellers or buyers? It's best. I think what really, what these mailings are for, it could be either or sellers or buyers, depending on how you're trying to market that flyer. But I mean, it's really more about getting yourself recognized as a professional realtor for that area, an expert for that area, the go-to person for that. So next time that they do need a realtor, or they are looking for a condo, or they are trying to sell their house, they at least have this postage probably in their junk drawer or in some type of, you know, place in their house, home, or apartment, and make your postage unique enough to where they don't throw it away, you know. And if it's in a, if it sits on their coffee table for the next 2 months, awesome. You know, you're living inside someone else's apartment in front of their face, you know, as they're drinking coffee. If it sits in a junk drawer, well, one day they're gonna have to clean it, and you're gonna pop up right there again. You know, so this is just a way. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be buyers or sellers, but if the residential market right now is super hot in Florida, and you know a specific area or neighborhood that is selling for a certain amount and it's above what is expected, and you know that, why not create a flyer promoting the fact that, hey, your neighborhood is literally on fire right now? Didn't you know that you could probably get an extra $150,000 if you sold your home in the next X amount of months in the current market conditions? Contact Daniel Brew at, you know what I mean? So that's the way to attract, you know, a seller. If you're trying to attract a buyer, you know, maybe, you know, you promote your card differently. You know, hey, I know an amazing investment opportunity, or are you looking for the next best real estate investment opportunity, right? And then contact me, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? So buyers or sellers or both. Okay, yeah, memo answers that. Both. Remember, it mails to the occupant, the owner, the renter of the given property. Both can be prospective buyers, the sellers, and renters, even you. Yep. Do they add postage to the postcards? Okay. They do add postage to the postcards in the upper right-hand corner on either the front or the back of the card. They're gonna print out the EDDM postage thing on it. It's called Orisha, I believe, or something like that. It's a unique word, but it's on the top right hand corner. They do put something on there, but when you pay USPS, that's the postage that you're also paying for. So when you pay USPS, you don't have to pay an additional cost after you already paid online. Once you paid it online, there is no additional fee. That's then you can go and just drop off your flyer, your postcard to get mailed out. Has there been research? Is vertical have a higher percentage of success compared to horizontal? That's a good question. I did not think about that question prior to doing this, but if we go to Google, horizontal or vertical postage, which is better? The most common mistakes in mail piece design. So yeah, here's an article right here. I just went into Google and typed in horizontal or vertical postage, which is better. And you know, there's a whole bunch of articles talking about them. So I'm not gonna waste y'all's time and go back and read it. But I think even on this article is saying whichever you think's best. So I don't know if there is one better than the other. So we need to leave space for that. Yeah. So on the top right hand corner, you're gonna want to, on either side, front or back side, you don't have to leave like a blank space. It can still have like a picture of, like, say you have a drone picture of a property. It's just gonna cover a little bit of that top right hand corner. So you don't have to design your card in a way that leaves a perfect square in the corner for that stamp. You just have to make sure anything that you need to be read or it needs to be seen is not placed in the top right hand corner of either the front or the back side. But it doesn't have to be like, like I said, like a perfectly cut out area for that. They'll just lay it right on top. Yep, no problem. USPS will deliver to the tenant living in that address of the landlord. That is delivered to the person living at the property. Whoever is checking the mail. Omar, answer your question. Whoever is checking the mail will receive your postage. Cool. And that's pretty much it. You know, really short, to the point training. I hope it benefited you. Hope it answered your questions. If I do have any other questions, you can either put them in the chat or unmute yourself and say them online out loud. But that's pretty much it. You know, the most important thing is getting a quality design that promotes you the best way for that neighborhood, you know, and the rest is very simple. Thank y'all so much for joining me today on this short Zoom call. I hope it provided good quality information.